What's up, guys? JJ here. Of course, the shirt says synthesized love. I'm all about love. But today, I'm gonna try to make this as loving as possible because I will talk about something. I kind of been sitting back and I haven't really voiced my opinions because I've just been trying not to get into arguments with people. So I'm gonna try to do this in a way that arguments don't happen. So, obviously you have read the title, so you know what this is about. This is about Motorola and Lenovo. It is really sad what has happened with Motorola in terms of getting sold to Google. That wasn't bad, but getting sold to Lenovo still is not bad in my eyes. You know, there are some things that happened, like a lot of people getting fired. Customer service has gone downhill, unfortunately, but those things happen because of the lack of funds. There's no money. Like, when it comes to phones, the people buying the phones and making profits are the ones that have the money to market like crazy. And you got Motorola, who now is owned by Lenovo, which I still think they're doing great stuff. They're doing great things. They are taking care of the most amount of people. I mean, they got a phone, the Moto G4 Play here. You can get this thing for as low as 85 bucks. 85 bucks. That's the Verizon one. $100 for the Amazon one, which is unlocked and works on all the carriers. Yes, $100 for a phone that won't give you any trouble. A phone that will get 2 upgrades. Phones in this price range do not get 2 upgrades, let alone even 1. But the phone works well. Great battery life, great standby time, nice features. Doesn't have a lot of the Moto features that the other Motorola phones have, but this phone is really cheap. It's still very well built. It doesn't feel cheap. I was actually using this, and someone actually asked me if I was using an iPhone. So, yeah. So even though even at their lowest end, their phones are still very well built. They still look good. They still function well. Of course, they're not going to be as fast as the more expensive phones, but they work very well. Like, this phone stutters less than my Galaxy S7, which I hate, honestly. For that much money, that phone is pure garbage to me. And that's the nicest way I could say it. And some of them have even exploded. Look at the Note 7 that exploded. But let's continue about Motorola. And you have the Moto G4 and the G4 Plus, which the G4 can be had for as low as $150 for the Amazon version or $200 for the regular version, and they all work on all carriers. Once again, you have a phone that works well. And the G4 Plus has a fast fingerprint sensor, which is faster than the Galaxy S7, faster than the iPhone's fingerprint sensor, way less than half the price. Has a great camera, rated 84 from DxOMark, and has a 5 megapixel front camera. I mean, so does this one. Another well-built phone, does not feel cheap, doesn't bend. Good display, good features. You know, this one of course has the twist to launch the camera, has the flashlight feature, which are still very useful features. You just gotta love it. Another great phone, well built, great call quality, Wi-Fi, everything works. Of course, no NFC on these, and I believe they don't have a compass either, but use them for Uber and no issues. So, of course, still one of my favorites, Moto Xperia Edition, is still out. Even better prices. You can get these things for so cheap, and it's still a very well built phone. Like, when the Bendgate happened, the 2nd gen was there, and this is still just as tough. Very well built. You're getting a lot for the price. This is what started it all. When Motorola had this phone, it's like I had. Alright, so I've been doing my videos in one take because I want them to be authentic. I don't want them to look staged. I don't want them to, I like to be authentic. That's why my name on Instagram, Twitter, all that is Hear Me Raw. It's like raw, uncut, uncensored. Did you hear the way I said raw? Raw. I have an accent. I'm from Haiti. So some words like, I don't know, spaghetti, I feel like that. But anyways, yeah, that's why like raw, uncut, uncensored. Not filtered. I do like edit my videos to make them, I like to give it like a little blue tint sometimes or whatever. But in terms of the content that you get, I like to do it in one take. Authenticity at its best. X, Moto X Pure Edition. You guys seen my videos on this phone. I love this phone. When this phone came out, I was just like, the keynote was on point, the features were on point, the price was on point. This phone did it for me. This phone really made me happy. And I think one of the reasons why I haven't really been too much into tech lately is because this is hard to beat. Like how it was presented, the looks of it, how it feels in the hand, and what it stood for. I mean, it was the first time you had a nice, high quality phone, you know, with flagship specs for under $400 that worked on all carriers. I mean, this was it. This is the blueprint of what most people will need in a phone right here. This is it. And I think the Moto G4 Plus is doing a good job of replacing it for now, but hopefully they do. There are some Motorola devices still in the pipeline. Hopefully we get another one just like this one. Hopefully with dual front facing speakers. I saw a leak that had them and it looked really good, really slim bezels. So no mods like the next phone I'm about to pick up, but you know, it is what it is. Not everybody needs mods, but I think the mods, and those phones are expensive, like the Moto Z, Moto Z Force, but they have the Moto Z Play at $450, which is great. We'll get to that. But for the people that don't really care about the mods thing and they want, because some people really love the front-facing speakers, a new Moto X would be great. And if you don't know about the Moto X and you're watching this, just go on my channel, look at my Moto X playlist, a lot of videos on it. This phone is great. It's phones like these that, you know, that keep me excited about like technology, because otherwise iPhone, there's honestly nothing exciting about it in my opinion. And the company itself, I'm a very ethical person, that's why I went vegan. So I like to look at what the company does and how they treat people. Yeah, Apple has better customer service, but they also have a lot of money, so they can pay, and they also have a lot of power too. Money talks. Money talks. Apple, to me, they're really big bullies in so many ways. If you guys want to hear my thoughts on Apple, let me know. I will give them to you. Turbo 2 got me excited too. This one I actually got for free. It got sent to me. This was the one that did the shatterproof display. Oh my goodness. A phone with a shatterproof display. I mean, Motorola did it again, you know? Innovation. I love innovation. Without innovation, I feel like, what's the point? If you're not changing something, if you're not creating something, if you're not solving a problem, then what is the point? Like the Galaxy S7 Edge, and you know, they have the Edge displays. The Edge display doesn't solve a problem. It looks good, but it's not functional. It's not practical. And there's so many issues tied to it. Motorola doesn't do that. They don't do things to look good. They don't do things to, you know, it's not all about like looking good and being flashy. It's about being practical, giving you nice features, you know, like waving your hands over the phone to wake it up. The Moto display is still the best. The features like I just showed you for the flashlight and the camera, still the best. I mean, when they do something, they really think it through. And they've even taken out their own features in favor of Google, because, you know, Google was adopting some of their features. You see that? All of those are in favor of the consumer. It's not them trying to like sell you their own apps or anything like that. They want it to be as clean as possible. And because they did that, you saw like companies like HTC followed suit. You know, when Motorola started putting their apps on the Play Store to get updates faster, rather than having to wait for a big update to change something from the camera or anything like that, HTC followed suit. Motorola started getting rid of their own apps in favor of Google apps. HTC followed suit. I believe some other companies have done so as well. I think Sony did a little bit of that as well. But not Samsung. They still got their gallery. They still got their calculator. They still got their, I think like the S Note. I mean, they have a whole ton. I mean, I think Samsung should just leave Android, go to Tizen. They'll be better off. But after their phone exploded, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna bounce back from that one. And if you know me, back when I was just like yelling, and I don't say yelling, but I would just like talk down on Samsung. And I sold phones for years. I've always noticed like everything that everyone thought about Samsung was not true. Like they'll say they had the best cameras, but even if they did have the best cameras, their cameras downgrade. Like over time, for some reason, their phones stopped taking crappier and crappier pictures. And the biggest example of this was the Galaxy S5. I mean, it was so bad that people started making fun of Android, especially on Snapchat. Snapchat always downgrades Android cameras already. When you had that horrible front-facing camera on the S5, it was bad. And the back camera just goes bad. And then they had the sticker on the back of the camera as well, which a lot of people forgot to take off. So of course that didn't help either. So I don't know why you know, if you're gonna put a sticker, like Motorola put a sticker on this one, I believe, and it was red, so you see it right away. Their sticker was clear, so most people don't even see that, and they left it on. I feel like Samsung doesn't think. That's just me though. And this phone got in the case right now. Well, shoot. I feel like in this, I might have to pause this because I might as well. Nah, just go on my channel to see the unboxing for this phone. This is the Moto Z Force. It's got the mods, you know. And this phone really did get me excited. At first, when I saw the design, I was just like, meh. I mean, you got rid of the front-facing speakers. It is like all metal now. It is flat, so it's not gonna be comfortable to hold. All that. But then they came out with the mods, and I was like, you just blew my mind. Once again, innovation. This phone, you can snap on a mod that will give you extra battery. Like when I use my power mod, I don't charge during the day. I start off the day with it, and by the end of the day, like I'll take it off when it's dead, and I'll keep using. So I don't charge. Like I live a wireless life, and it's easy. It's no portable charger, no thick battery case. It's something you snap on, and it's curved, so it's very easy to hold. You can turn this into a projector. You can turn this into a camera that has a 10 times optical zoom, and so much more. I'm so excited for the one that will turn your phone into a walkie-talkie, because I am in love with nature now, so I love to go out into nature. So the one that will turn your phone to a walkie-talkie, so if you have no service and you go out in nature with somebody, and you both have like a Moto Z device, you both snap it on and you just start talking to each other, because then you won't have any service. So I think that's awesome, very practical. I think businesses could get a lot of use out of the mods. Great stuff. Again, innovation. That's the kind of thing I love. Innovation is amazing. And of course, you know, shatterproof display, great. This phone right here is like as close to a perfect phone I think that I've seen. The Moto Z Play is at the same level. That one's even at a price of $450, and that incredible battery life. Those two phones, the regular Moto Z is nice as well. I mean, that thing is crazy thin. Oh my goodness. So for the people that are all about like the design and thinness, that's the phone for them. Battery life, the Moto Z Play. If you're a clumsy person like me, or you go out a lot, this one right here. Check out my durability video on this one. I've dropped this phone quite a bit of times, and guess what? Every time I dropped it, my heart didn't skip a beat. Can you imagine like how much anxiety I've been that Motorola is saving because they have phones with shatterproof displays? Like why don't more companies have this? And this happened, and like so many people don't know about it. So to recap, Motorola is essentially taking care of like the entire market. No other manufacturer, no other smartphone manufacturer has like a phone in every price category. That is good. Yeah, I didn't finish. That is good. Like Samsung does, but their phones are crap. Their phones don't get updated. They are the reason that the Android distribution chart, like the Android upgrade, so whenever a new Android version comes out, you have so many people that are so outdated because Samsung just throws out device after device after device, and they don't get updated. So Samsung to me has not been helping Android in terms of sales, yes, but when you look at the overall picture, So now their phones are blowing up, and Google took over, and the Pixel is cool. I'm just not interested in it because I have this. Like, there's so much that this can do that the Pixel can't do, and this will still be able to do even more in the future. So those are my thoughts. Share this video with people. Alright, spread the word about Motorola. Let's support them. They're a company that they're giving us a lot, and all we do is complain. All the media does is complain, and that's just not right. When a company innovates like this, like people, the Pixel came out, the marketing is crazy. Even worse than when like the regular Nexus line of devices, it's like everybody just like, they became like little girls looking at like a new Barbie doll. And then like all thoughts go out the window. And just like it's a good phone, but it's really not that special. And I love Google. I love Google, and I want that phone to succeed as well. And if it gets sales, that's good. That means it's sales away from Apple, which is just in my opinion. And they need that because Samsung just pretty much killed himself. But it's still not an exciting phone. And I think the company that we should be looking out for is Lenovo. Let's support them. I know they're not owned by Google anymore, but that doesn't mean anything. They're still giving us great devices and still more devices to come. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's been a while since I did a video like this, but felt like I had to. Follow me on social media. As always, Hear Me Raw. I'll have the link in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Make those gains, guys.